Hey guys, what's up? What is going on out there today? Happy Friday morning. Brent Abel here, webtennis.com. Another episode at 7 around 7. And hope you're having a great start to your Friday, to your weekend. Hope you got some good tennis on tap. And look, let's keep this theme going on the topspin backhand. This will be the third day in a row that we're talking about it. And I've got if you're on my email list, which you should be, because then you get access to 4 different free courses there at the Web Tennis members area. If you're not on my email list, head on over to webtennis.com and you can get signed up. All you need to do is just drop in a first name and email address, and you'll get instructions how to create your own free member account over there, where there are several really good free courses for you. So that if you're on that email list, yesterday I sent out a survey, a questionnaire, and just asking players, what's your number one question about your topspin backhand, and got dozens of responses. And I think one of the more common questions is something related to what we talked about yesterday, which was how much spin do you actually need? And so I think the instinctive response when we try to get topspin, or we try to work through the swing path before contact, it ends up with a sense of, I got to be strong. I got to have some strength to be able to really get the racket through. And here's what happens if that's happening to you, where you're trying to get more spin, or you're just trying to drive the ball, or whatever it is, but you're trying to get some top on it, is that most players instinctively start to grip too tightly. And so 2 bad things happen when you grip too tightly on your top or backhand. Number one, it's really tough to get under, to get below the ball, to have a slightly low to high swing path. It's not a severe low to high, because severe low to high, the ball just falls off the racket and you might get some spin, but it falls short typically and just kind of lands and sits up for your opponent, right? So number one, it's tough to get under the ball when you're gripping too tightly on the handle. And then number 2, the tighter you get, let's call it the death grip. Let's call it what it is. The swing speed slows down. And I apologize for the lighting this morning, a little funky. But that's what happens. And so here's what I'm going to recommend to you, is the next time you get out in the court, is I want you to tinker with grip pressure. And so kind of go from one that's too tight and you can just feel like can't get under the ball. At least maybe you can get under the ball artificially, but you can't naturally let the racket drop on its own because you're squeezing too tightly. And then you're feeling that the swing speed, man, you're just really muscling through the ball. And then go to the other extreme, right? Just go it's so loose, I've got no control over it. I'm just kind of, wristing it, flipping it, flopping it through the ball. And then go and find something in between. And that something in between ought to be enough of a relaxed grip tension so that on its own, it can get a little bit under the ball prior to contact. And it's going to have some swing freedom out through the ball, which means that you've got some actual natural racket speed going through the ball without you having to force it through, without you having to muscle it. And it kind of goes against our instincts to kind of relax the grip. And yet all I can tell you is that one of the things I like to practice with my topspin backhand is that one part of the technique is just, can I relax my grip tension enough to where there's a natural drop, right, prior to contact, and in terms of the swing shape, the pre-contact swing shape. And I just kind of let it flow right through the ball. And what I feel when I do that, especially when contact's at the right spot, is that it's just kind of natural, right? Now, maybe for me, I think that my backhand's better than my forehand. I don't really have, I've got an average forehand. I mean, I can keep it in play and do what I need to do and play my passing shots when I need to do that and go with the kind of the high roller the high roller to their backhand kind of approach type of thing. But in terms of me feeling like what is my more natural stroke, it is the backhand side. And that may have been as a kid growing up. Even though I throw right-handed, I naturally hit left-handed, right-handed thrower, left-handed hitter. And so for me, the backhand just feels, it just feels a lot more natural. So that's what I want you to do, is I want you to get out there and I want you to feel the grip tensions of what's too tight, what's way too loose, and what's sort of in between, where maybe there's still a sense that you're not 100% in control of grinding that racket through the ball just to try to create some stability. Look, the other thing, I think common thing that I got in the survey responses yesterday was firming the racket at contact. And if you find the right point of contact, which for me is actually a little bit further in front of me than the forehand side, and that would make sense because as a right-handed player, as you can see me hitting this backhand here, with my backhand, obviously my front shoulder is the one that's got the racket, right? And the forehand is just the opposite. It's my back shoulder, right? But so that would mean that maybe the ball's a little bit further out in front. When I find that exact spot, right, I just feel like the momentum of the swing is the thing that creates stability, and I just don't have to squeeze. And certainly if you're a little bit late on it, maybe you got to firm it up a little bit. And look, here's a cautionary word for you. If you're squeezing too tight on that racket handle, could be your backhand, could be your forehand, could be volleys, could be overheads, could be the serve return, whatever it is. You're setting yourself up for the potential wrist, elbow, shoulder, lower back kinds of injuries because you're bringing too much tension to that grip and tightening up. So if you're feeling anything like that, man, if nothing else, I'm going to back up a little bit. If nothing else, get out there and just relax the grip. Just work on that and just work through what's kind of your ideal point of contact. And look, everyone's got a ideal point of contact that's slightly different from the next player. And again, this is a unique sport it's a unique sport in terms of how each one of us interprets it, how each one of us plays it. I mean, sure, there are some basic fundamentals. Spacing is number one of them. Point of contact somewhere look, you get what I'm saying. All right, guys, I got to scoot. I got to go down to our property today. Down here about half hour south of Steamboat Springs. Got some work I got to do down there today. But look, as always, I want to hear what's on your mind, want to read what's on your mind, and then respond. Down below in the comments area, one place to do it. The other thing is you can always shoot me an email, brent@webtennis.com. And love to read your stuff and of course, and respond. And look, I would really I'd be very grateful if you would, if you're on my email list, to make sure that you take that it's an anonymous questionnaire survey. And I'm asking you actually two questions that I want answers to. Number one, what is your number one challenge with your topspin backhand that you got to get figured out so that you start to feel like, man, this is not a liability, but it's really an asset to your game? And the second question I'm asking you is, if you had to choose one of these three different topspin backhand situations, which one would it be? Would it be a topspin backhand passing shot? Would it be a topspin backhand return to serve? Or would it be a topspin backhand rally ball? And you get to choose one. Not that you wouldn't maybe choose all three, but right now in your game, which one would be the one that you'd really want to get settled into? And then there's an optional third question, which is, hey, anything else you want me to know? All that, I mean, it should take no more than 2 minutes. A minute, it just, if you do the basic answers, just a minute, and I would really appreciate it. All right, guys, that's it for me today. I got to scoot. As always, it's time. Get out there. Help someone else. Have a spectacular day. Guys, I'll see you again tomorrow.